Okay, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of what we're looking for when we approach a lake. Now this here, usually I don't really go into bays too much. Now this is off of the main lake, and this is where we were fishing in the part 1 of the video. And me and Brian's here obviously. And basically what we're looking for when we get to each spot. Now a map is great and you can see the depths and everything, but you can just have a feel for a spot. When you get there, you might see a fish roll, you might see a few fish roll, and also local knowledge like we talked about in the first video. You talk to people. Now, I know my friend fished the one spot close to here, and it's near a marina. It's like a no-brainer. Anytime you're near a marina, people throw in their baits when they're done. Fish are always around that waiting for a free meal. So the marina is about 300-400 yards away.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have a bridge. It always holds channel cats and all that in them. So you always have fish going in and out of there. Now we have like a bay here, which we're going to show you in a minute. But when we first started the spot, I actually just saw a fish roll right now over our bait. The thing is, sit and watch. Most people are too quick to just jump in a spot and kind of go from there. Yeah, we definitely got some movement out there now. So that's good. Hopefully, who knows, maybe we'll get the first fish.
That'd be awesome.
But the thing is, sit and watch a spot. You're going to see where the fish naturally feed, where they naturally keep rolling. We watch a spot probably about 2 or 3 times before we even chose it. Actually, we passed this one up, the first one, because we thought it was going to be too busy of a spot, too many people coming into here. And after sitting here and watching it, there's a lot of fish that roll through here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of the places where, okay, there we go. We got fish over there again.
Yeah.
I can see pretty much a school coming through because the bubbles are moving real slow, and just saw a fin come up. But just looking at this spot here, we kept seeing fish roll. So it's kind of like, hey, it's a good starting point. You know something's probably going to happen here. And we're going to talk about other things, food sources. You look in the water, you have to see what's in there. And right now, there's an oak tree here, you have acorns coming off. All these go in the water. It's just like tiger nuts or peanuts. You have a nut that's going in the water. As the shell softens up, they're going to split, and the fish is going to come in and eat all the nuts out of here. So it's kind of like it keeps chumming itself over and over again without you really being here. So kind of look, see what kind of trees you have. Look around at that. We have a ton of these acorns in front of us. They almost look like, they almost look like boilies everywhere. Yeah. So that's another thing. They're used to this round shape already. So as soon as you put boilies out, they're going to accept them right away. But I have a tiger nut in the one and boilies on the other ones. And then the other thing is some shells. We found little half shells. If you get them on the bank, they're going to be bleached already. They'll be like a white, but if you see them in the water, they'll be like a greenish brown.
Yeah, so these are kind of like blackish, brownish, colors depending on the age of the mussel and how long where it's been on the lake. It's closer to the shore or further out in the middle. I mean, there'll be varying colors and sizes and shapes. Also, another good point to bring up is if you bring in a snag, look at the snag. A lot of times you'll find a lot of underlying bait that's at the bottom of the lake. It'll be on that snag. I don't know how many times I've brought in a twig or something, and it's had hellgrammites, it's had mussels stuck to the twig, just underwater different bugs and variations, hatches that come off during the year. That kind of gives you an idea of the food source that's available to the fish, as well as like if every snag you bring in has mussels on it, that would tell you that there's a rich amount of food at the bottom of the lake. And it can also help you lead to what kind of bait presentation you want to do in that area.
Now the one thing that really we're focusing on with this spot is the fact that we found a lot of food source in a small area. Now if you walk these banks, which we have done a lot of times, and, a lot of times. The thing is, you're going to see pockets of food sources. Like we could walk up this bank for another half a mile. You're not going to see as much food as what we found right here. So that's one of the reasons why we chose this spot. We see a lot of food near the shore, We know the fish are going to have a lot of free food to eat. You know, like the acorns and mussels. There's tons of food sources here. Now, if I would just plop down a spot that's not showing much of a food source, well, chances are the fish aren't going to be there because they don't have anything naturally to eat. Whereas here you have all kinds of options. So you know right off the bat, there are going to be fish here at some point. So that's going to be one of the second parts to really look at. Figure out what the natural food sources are and look for the parts of the lake that have a lot of abundant food sources. Like this spot was, and then we're going to go to another spot here shortly and kind of show that a little bit. And that way you can see how we chose that and why we went from there. Okay, just walking the banks, you can see all these shells we're talking about, just everywhere. You can see the shells all over the place. That's how you can kind of determine that this is going to be a really good food source. And just walking up the bank here, we'll get to the other spot. That's where I'm parked at. You can see a ton of the acorns all on the bottom here. You have acorns everywhere, and they go out really far because they're falling off the tree. All the fish are just going to annihilate these. It's just a matter of when. Yeah, there's ones way out there, and as the current takes them out, and the boats of course, you know, they're going to be eating those. So that's how you kind of determine, you know, what kind of spots you're looking at. Okay, so we've been talking about, you know, different features, talking to people, and of course natural food sources. Like I said, you have the bridge over there, fish come in and out of there. You have a wall, so then they're going to come back through this area. All the food sources right in front of us. You have a marina, which fish always hang off of, and we're only about, over there it's about 300 to 400 yards, but straight ahead of me it's probably about, I don't know, 200 to 300 yards. It's deceiving though. That's why you gotta use Google Maps to see, you know, just how far a distance is. And like I said, over in this area, I have a nice drop off, goes down to about 27 feet. I've been seeing fish like right in here and over here, over top my baits. And we'll see what happens. We actually have to leave here in a little bit, but we'll see what happens here. And like I said, you got a really nice looking lake, and we're actually going to go to some of the other spots to kind of showcase, you know, what we got going on there. So if we get a run, that'd be great, but we'll just keep doing our work, and hopefully before you know it, everything will soon pay off.